give you a little bit of background about Fuse. Fuse is a brand new project for AudioActive. It's involved a lot of different young people. It's come down to a bit of a smaller group, but it's been quite a big project, working across a range of genres. So it's quite fresh and original for AudioActive. We brought some of the old school, some of the rappers and the producers, but also bringing in some classical musicians, some jazz musicians, and there have been some rock musicians, folk musicians, putting it all together in one place, having long weekend rehearsals and coming up with a whole load of original material. And yeah, that's what's coming up next. I hope you enjoy it.
Top deck of the bus, known for smells of smoke, bulk, people lope, no place for grandchildren or old folk. But not here. The cold handle rail up the stairs never felt so welcoming. Going home, better off or worse? Late home ravers, early home time hobie fish capers, flourishing foreigners, bus ID savers. Urban landscapes meet at the crossroads of capitalism. Only here does this happen, while still maintaining such intricate balance. Stuck on this bus, crammed in, 24 alcohol to their advantage, this is the place where I live. Infectious. Coming could be a virus, becoming scruffy, chic or stylish, but promise to be vibrant. Because there's no place for the lifeless knifers who won't accept guidance. This is Brighton, my friend. Top deck of the bus. Now start here. Take a step back to take a step forward. Sincere slashes of ambitious, anxious self-expression and individuality seem to have more of an impact when spilt on the streets. Health and happiness may at the contradictory line of progression. But brutal honesty does not supersede the humble hushbacks to the lips. I switch soul time to sequence, clans to clicks. You now start here.
Racing round I rise at 5. Rubbing the sleep from my eyes, I'm up early as I'm used to. And I get ready for the daily procedure, meaningless grind like I'm trapped in a computer. Move to the kitchen. Mum's been washing clothes in the sink. It's gonna stink in the drains again. The snails are set pace again, I think. 8 o'clock. And I'm off to school. No satchel, no shining morning face. The police are on the move and regularly pause. See me and assume I have no respect for the law. Well, let me surprise you. I do. You see, my IQ is over 2. I just don't have respect for how the law's enforced. So, PC plot, don't get funny with me. You've never had too much month at the end of the money like me. Don't get your knickers in a twist and don't get in a kerfuffle. Don't say a word till you've walked in my shoes, felt the holes in the soles and then stepped in a puddle, because you don't understand stress. Mum's stress makes me stressed. And it's all one uncleanable mess, but I was still raised with morals. See, if I don't work for what I achieve, I won't feel I deserve it, which makes it worthless. And a worthless life has no purpose. Anyone who thinks they're perfect is vain. That's not perfect, it's plain that your ego's what your curse is. Your dad can buy you a mark and a stage. That don't mean you can sing. I've got to stay in school learning, because my dad won't buy me a mark and a stage. I ain't seen him in years and his mind state is worsening, but he ain't really a dad. Because any bloke can have a son, any thug, anyone, but to raise that son, it takes a real man. I've never needed him, because I've got enough love for 2 from my mum, so when it comes to single-parent families, how can you judge? I've never needed new shoes or the trendiest haircut. Who cares? You're much more than the clothes that you wear. Some people are born with silver spoons in their cake hole. Who cares? Your lips fit just as snug round a ladle. And in these 16 years on earth, I've learnt a lot. My mind is older. I'll get by with the wisdom I've got. And you can't judge me. The only person who can judge me is God.
The only place where I do stuff, where I lived a bit too much and my mind just blew up. All I know, cruising home at the top of a city bus all alone. I live my life here, the base of my fears. I wanna travel but I'll always recite here. Wanna stay bright until I die, don't mean that I'ma die here. Not quite the city of dreams, but more the city of opportunity. On a 49 cruising street stupidly, on the floor test head in the sky. Mind almost thoughtless, forgot what it's like to have all I need on my doorstep, lawless. But of course there's people that I don't like, but when I'm here I guess that I'm my own guy, living my own life in a multicultural landscape where the bus ride takes twice as long a journey by man takes. And they say that my future was man-made.
Now ask me what life is to me when our government's making it harder to breathe, increasing ghettos, increasing poverty. They're trying to cover my eyes thinking I won't see, but I live for my music. I love my Bob Marley, my Jacker, a Sizzler. Now weed's illegal in Brighton, but tell me why they shop sell Rizzler. Cause that's straight thinking, but we still got big men in Brighton pimping. There's crack in the streets, but you're trying to tap down in underage drinking.
Start, I'm freezing my arse off at the bus stop with the broken glass gone. Looked at my watch and read 1:30. Night on the tiles is like mahjong. Hopped on the bus, it was a double-decker. Little girl looking like some trouble met her. Another man looking rough as leather, as he mutters on the breath with a subtle temper. Shuffle to the back, don't make a fuss. We need papers underneath the seats where the gum is stuck. Riding through the rain and the thunder struck. Nearly home, I've had enough for this shitty bus. Had enough for this bus. Had enough for this shitty bus. Had enough for this bus. Had enough.
People in the city, people in the city, people in the city, people in the city.
Yo, better don't waste my time. Straight man, block the metaphor. Alright, as I lay in a jungle, do one time. In prison, better know that I got my rights. I mean, come on, it's ludicrous. I'm new to this. The foolish kid who broke the back doors and Cupid trick. And I suddenly get a little lovely jumping, popping bottles after bottles of that bubbly. And the cocky team, all I can say is I'm living so comfortably. But overseas, I oversee, controlling every single beat. I reign overseas, but my mob is deep. My KRS juice, one golden bullet, shows the sea. Are you guys enough for a bunch of L's? 12-15, come on.
People in the city, 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 people in the city.
Hello.
It is cold tonight. The atmosphere frosts cruel currents, and they'll freeze till the morning light, and they'll ice in the sky. Now I see street movers with a deep disguise, one that betrays themselves with bloody murder in their eyes. I am not alike. See, I know that within each person there lies paradise, and to the poets it's a place to write. To the crackheads it's an eternal high, to the lonely it is a place to hide, and to me, well, that secret's mine. It is tailored to every need with the very thread of God. And when you're lost, only there you can find your passion strong. A place where time is gone and the clocks are always wrong, and they melt like Dali's painting at continental shelves of yours. If time is money, I spend so much time there, it explains why I am poor. But I am rich in one thing, and that is golden dreams. So I'm richer than the rich and Richard Branson, it would seem. I see the notorious weather of Britain, the rain's colourful criminals and something deeper. The barefoot walkers, the sleepless, the rough sleepers, the aching faces of the ones who weep love, and I am among them. But I'm not one of them. For my utopia allows me to smile. It is cold tonight.
Make some noise. Yeah. Yo. Let's get in the next beat flips over. to your face. Yeah, we're living every day in the city where we're chilling and we're dipping in the waves.
Getting ready for a new sensation. Everybody get a good vibration.
Yeah, we're living every day. Yeah, we're gonna bring it to your face. Yeah, we're living every day in the city where we're chilling and we're dipping in the rock like. Yeah, we're living every day. We're gonna bring it to your face. Yeah, we're living every day in the city where we're chilling and we're dipping in waves.
Getting ready for a new sensation. Everybody get a good vibration.
Yeah, we're living every day. We're gonna bring it to your face. Yeah, we're living every day in the city where we're chilling and we're dipping in waves.
There's the whole world just beyond the edge of these rows of houses. And I know because I've heard rumours. There's an entire world beyond the daylight robbery, nighttime arrests and headline sodomy splashed on front pages like delusions of grandeur.
Delusions of grandeur in a world of phony fashion confirmation. As I stop, think and watch from every angle and elevation, I look for common ground in the faces. As I see through the illusions which we reanimate that too often escape us, but find the natural beauty beyond what your facade is.
Your facade is what half of your last star's darkening. White lies to save a black heart for promise of more back scars, taking all or nothing like black bargaining. That's self-annihilation. Like the children lacing themselves up with donkey dust and sniff. Bang, blast and bath salts just for the thrill. They say the good die young. What they don't say is that the best ain't dumb enough to get themselves killed.
You see, we as people go through the darkest time in ages. Now we're at antidepressants and kids on internal chemical warfare rages. While we still look for new answers in old pages, while we feel the pressures of being categorized into cages, while we still seek divine intervention for mere simple favours, when uniting will quite frankly save and maintain us.
Champagne from silver slippers, Boxing Day turkey sandwiches. One day you're king, the next day you're using sticks to build palaces. Nothing lasts forever. Known particularly by the types who go and smoke away their lives, Windsors killing them softly like a death in a pillow fight. I've made a lot of mistakes in my time.
As I take this retrospective glance into question, looking past the surfaces of identification, wholehearted people of many orientations with the same needs of sustenance and engagement. So it's irrelevant what path your lives choose. How high up a chain of suits, fools, screws, or self-righteous dudes of delude. You are just one of many equal human beings just like you that in turn make the world fuse.
So hate me, Love me, rate me, begrudge me, shoot me on my doorstep, just don't dismiss me. The people that I say every day enrich me, and that is why all the diamonds in the rough are sitting atop the ring that I use to marry one city.
Mistakes we share collectively, our main learning process evidently. But this way, it doesn't have to be. Pure thought turned to action and create a humble mentality. So delete the savagery and forget the pure acts of vanity and the constant need of validation, and lose the self-obsessed infatuations. Wake up, see the real beauty that actually makes a person.
And if I lose sight of my plan, I will play it by ear.
Maybe my plan was never to have one anyway.
There's a whole world just beyond the edge of these rows of houses.
There's very little room for vibrance on couches.
But maybe I'm not ready yet.
Is this the end of the beginning?
Maybe I'm not ready yet.
Or the beginning of the end?
Until then.